Oh, wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I am your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badman, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, you can listen to this show wherever you find your podcasts and on YouTube at the Trophy Room Show. And if you like what you hear, please consider dropping us a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts. Plop us a follow on Spotify, or if you really like us, you could toss us a buck our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. And with all that said, and with all that out of the way, I am here to introduce the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. And when I say introduce them, I'm telling you, this episode's unlike any other, because we usually put out episodes each and every Thursday, Kyle. You believe this? It's a Monday. It's a Monday.
Wow, I don't know what to do with my hands. This is a new intro.
This is weird. Everything's new. Hey.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, I don't know if you heard about this, but PlayStation has their showcase, finally.
They're dead.
They're dead. They're announcing it. They're like, hey, we're wrapping it up. We really hit our stride.
We crawled back to Nintendo.
Okay.
We re-signed that contract that we made decades ago.
Yep. And you're just gonna hang up the towel. We feel like we did great work. No, the showcase is this Thursday. Usually we put out our shows each and every Thursday, and so that put us in quite a pickle. So this week, we recorded on Sunday. Our usual episode, which is this one right here, is out on Monday, and we're going to be recording a bonus episode of the show. We're going to react live over at twitch.tv/PS Trophy Room on Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, if I'm correct.
Yes, that's when the show starts.
And then we're going to have our reactions, and that episode will be out immediately afterwards. So check a look at that. This week is going to be a huge week for PlayStation, and we're here to break down all of it. We're going to be talking about our predictions for the PlayStation Showcase. We're going to be talking about Horizon's fix for their upgrade for Forbidden West for PS4 to PS5 users. Alan Wake is getting a remastered, and Death Stranding 2 has been leaked out by Norman Reedus himself. Kyle, we put out a show 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
How did all this news happen, Kyle?
And this is like, I'm not saying the last episode wasn't fun, because I had a great time with Cog.
Yeah.
But these are all fun things to talk about.
I feel like for the first time, because PlayStation's been so silent this year.
Yes.
That we have just an episode solely dedicated to just PlayStation.
And also, not like business side, well, a little bit, but like games.
Yeah.
Like cool games that we're going to be able to play. Like, this is going to be that episode.
It feels refreshing, Kyle.
Feels great.
It's a whole new me. But before we get into all that, Kyle, how are you doing? Because when we recorded the show last time, I didn't know this, but we were in a tropical storm. Ida passed through us. And literally, like, right after the show was done, Cog was like, hey, guys, I gotta go. I got 2 missed calls from my mother. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I found out half my state was underwater.
Yeah.
Like, literally 10 minutes by me. Totally. I saw a car that was pretending to be a boat. How did you deal with it?
Luckily, we didn't get it too bad.
Okay.
There was, a decent amount of water and stuff, but nothing to affect my house, luckily. But like, I seeing the pictures of the water rushing into the subway in New York City, and the homes in Brooklyn where the walls just come crashing it through, and unfortunately people losing their lives because they live in basement apartments and they couldn't get out. Like, it's tragic.
Yeah.
Absolutely tragic.
Whew. I'm lucky you stay dry. I stay dry. Luckily, none of my friends were severely impacted. But our thoughts go out to everybody that was, because that was absolutely crazy. So that said, now that you know that we're all right, we're okay. I'm here to talk about some PlayStation, but right before we do, I want to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. I want to thank our platinum members, Too Soon and Todd Burowitz. I want to thank our gold members, Chaotic Monkey, Gavin Goffrey, Griffin West, Jose Jimenez, Jedi Master Ren, Metal Kirby, and Robbie Bobby Miller. I want to thank our Silver Plus members, Hide Indoors, Nakachaka, Marcus O'Neill. Oh, it's just Ray. JB the Purple Monkey, Jadus Von Metal, Tim Ulf, Justin Rodriguez, Awesome Dave, Cypher Primus, Captain Logan, and Mr. and Mrs. Nasty Boots. Thank you all so much for supporting the show the way y'all do. It absolutely means the world to us.
Did you get those new members in there? I don't think you said the new members.
Oh, I thought I said them last week.
I could have. Oh,
you know what?
I don't remember.
Hey, you know what? Double shout outs. How about that? For the month of September, you get double shout outs. Our newest members, Todd Roper and Oni, thank you all so much for supporting us the way you do. It's the reason why we sound so good, look so great. Kyle, as you know, my audio interface here is dying. Luckily, able to order a new one thanks to our patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So honestly does help us out, and it makes us 100% ad-free and fan-funded. So if you ever got you through a long car ride, tough day at work, whatever your situation is during this global panorama, really does help us out if you toss us a buck our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. But enough of that, Kyle. It's now time to square up the news.
The moment we've been waiting for months. The first bit of news to square up is from the PS blog. You're invited. PlayStation Showcase 2021 broadcast next Thursday. Or this upcoming Thursday as you're listening. You've been awfully patient, and we thank you for that. And now we're looking forward to showing you what we've been working on. Tune in this Thursday, September 9th at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. BST, and 10 p.m. CEST for a look into the future of PS5. The showcase will weigh in at around 40 minutes and include updates from PlayStation Studios and some of the industry's most imaginative developers for games releasing this holiday and beyond. And stick around after the presentation to get more updates from some of the studio teams featured in the showcase.
Yeah, man. Finally here.
Oh, feels good.
It feels, I was going to say, how do you feel? It feels good, right?
Honestly, I feel good, right?
Yeah.
But knowing that I'm going to say it like it's a bad thing, only 40 minutes is a little bit of a bummer. Give me a full hour,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'll take what we can get.
Yeah, the way I see it, the last showcase was about an hour. I think it was like 56-ish minutes. And if we take out the parts that were the PlayStation 5 itself,
Sure.
you know, selling that and like GTA, it's about similar length, or maybe a little bit longer for last year. So for me, I'm excited, man. This is something we've been wanting this, we've been needing this, but we've heard from kind of both sides, of one side being keep your expectations in check. This is going to be more so about the holiday season games that are coming, and maybe a little bit of a tease of that first party that we know and love for PlayStation. And then we have a second side that says, gang, if anything is what we're hearing, this is going to be... I'm breaking it. I'm going to break it right here.
Oh, say it. Yes, please.
This is going to be a banger of a show.
Yes.
I only break my rule if it's for this. So, honestly, we have two sides saying nonsense. Kyle, where do you think this showcase is? Where are you walking in? What are your anticipation or whatever?
My anticipations are through the roof. I'm in the camp of... I think they're going to show off a ton of really cool things.
Yeah.
A little bit of this holiday, but I think a lot of it beyond. Just because I feel like they need to make up so much ground that they really need to come out swinging full force. Give it all that they got, Captain. You know what I mean? Like, I just throw everything at us. Maybe not everything. Hold a little bit back. But just show us, like, the big heavy hitters. And, just wow us, because I want to be wowed. I'm ready to be wowed.
Yeah. I've said this online in regards to the Horizon topic that we're going to talk about a little later, but PlayStation's done a great job at selling me the PlayStation 5. But I think PlayStation's done a bad job at celebrating the PlayStation ecosystem. And I want this more so to be a celebration of, hey, you bought this thing. This is a big deal. This thing is cool. This thing's fun. This thing's giving you experiences that nothing else is giving you right now. And I want that feeling of, the one thing that I'm jealous of the Xbox community at is how they celebrate their ecosystem. And yeah, like the Xbox Series X hasn't given me any like taste of like, oh, this is next gen, holy crap. But what it has given me is like, oh my God, this community, this thing that I belong to, this ecosystem is important, not just to me, but the people involved. And for PlayStation, it feels more like a transaction. And so what I want this showcase to be is a celebration. And I am more in the camp of, you know, I think we'll do safe bets of what we're going to see. Holiday stuff, I think, is going to be at least 15, 20 minutes of the show.
Sure.
I think you're going to get a big part of like, we're going to see a little bit more Deathloop before they put it out there.
I hope not. Like, honestly, I'd be bummed if we see anything more.
I think like a quick minute thing would be terrible.
I mean, they just had a dedicated state of play.
Fair. But I mean, that thing's out in a week. You want to honor that partnership.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they do show it, but I will be bummed. Just we've seen it so much.
Fair. And I mean, I'm already sold. Last episode, Mr. Midas sold the world. So I'm in for it. I think you're going to see more Kena before that is put out there. Mm-hmm. Jet the Far Shore, Solar Ash, and then probably Call of Duty. As I say, not enthusiastically. And I think that's pretty much their holiday slate right now. Right? And I think that's where we get into, okay, let's take the gloves off. Let's show you what we've been working on. Because a lot of people, even within PlayStation's like, this is going to be something special. I hope you guys are ready for this. So that said, Kyle, I want to know, what are your predictions? Let's go one by one. What's one of your, since you're like, let's just go. Take our shirts off. Let's a party.
Go.
Let's do it.
I fully expect this show to either open up with God of War.
Mm-hmm. Open up.
God of War.
So we ended the last showcase with God of War. We're saying
we open it up. Bring it back to like the E3 where we opened up with God of War.
Okay.
One of the best Sony showcases ever.
Yeah.
And we end it with the new Uncharted game featuring Cassie Drake.
Oh, Kyle, you son of a gun! I like you. You know that?
Because the one thing I was like, okay, I'm excited to see more PlayStation and whatnot, and I gotta find it because I want to shout this person out, and I hope this is a real person that works for this studio and it's a real thing. I don't know if it is or not, but he's the head of PlayStation Studios in Malaysia.
Yes.
And I want to make sure I got his name correct. It's close. It's close.
Okay, we're getting there.
We're
almost there. I do like the idea of God of War opening up the show. Because I feel something similar. It's like, yo, we've been teasing you with God of War. Here it is. And this is it's gonna be bump kiss. I think David Jaffe alluded to the fact that this God of War Ragnarok is a true sequel. It's not a Miles Morales. You know, you could call it DLC if you want to. This is a 40-hour game. This is a 40-hour experience, which is gonna be absolutely nuts.
The head of PlayStation Studios in Malaysia, Hasnul Hadi, on Twitter, quote tweeted the show's announcement of the showcase. Goes, "Be prepared. Be very prepared. Patience has its rewards." And we've been hearing for what seems like 2 years now that there is an Uncharted game not being made from Naughty Dog by some studio out there. And I feel like it's time.
Yeah.
Previously I thought it might have been Sony San Diego, its second team.
Yeah.
But then that Jason Schreier thing came out, and that little small subsection of that team is the one that came up with the Last of Us remake thing.
Yeah.
So I fully expect this Malaysian team to be doing the Uncharted game, and I am so excited. Give me Cassie Drake with Nate as the Sully role.
Ooh.
Yes, please.
Oh, are we Force Awakenings this series?
Yes.
Okay. I really like that because I actually thought the same thing. You know, rumor has it there is a Malaysian team working on an Uncharted game. They have been for quite a while now. And this was actually my number one prediction as well, is we're going to see an Uncharted game here.
Yeah.
This franchise is way too hot. It has a movie coming out. Maybe we'll see the movie. Please don't show us the movie. But nonetheless, this franchise is going to mean something from them. At the same exact time, it needs to do a lot. Like this needs to take the franchise and elevate it. Which my first question to you, Kyle, is this is a Naughty Dog thing. Handing it to another studio, if this isn't a Naughty Dog game, does that actually worry you a little bit that the DNA is, lost?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I don't think I'm not like beyond worried about it at all. I think another team can do a good enough job on it. I feel like Golden Abyss, that was Bend, right?
Yes, that was Bend, yeah.
And that still had some Uncharted flavor in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Really.
Also, Lost Legacy, if I'm not mistaken, someone could correct me, though it was part Naughty Dog, it was also a hodgepodge of other studios as well, helping out with that game. So I wouldn't be worried about the handoff between these two companies, as long as they understand the DNA. It's kind of like how we're not worried about when Bluepoint makes a thing, because they're like, it's gonna be respecting the DNA. This studio knows it needs to respect the DNA of Uncharted. Absolutely. So as long as they get the recipe down and then go, okay, what is something that we can do to craft it to make it our own, I think they're in good shape.
Absolutely.
So I wouldn't be concerned either. I got one for you, Kyle.
Yeah.
It's acquisition season. I've been hearing it all around town.
Mm-hmm. Are we getting bought up by PlayStation?
We're officially here's
Yes.
Inside scoop. We're getting bought out. I'm the new Sid Schumann. Sid Schumann's going to enter my body, kind of like a Casper situation.
All right.
No, we're listen. We're putting the ring on Bluepoint.
Yes, we are.
It's about time.
Yep.
And they're going to show us Metal Gear Solid.
It's a good call.
Safe bet.
Good
this
call.
Is something we've all been hearing. Now I want to see it, but here's a little asterisk. It is a heavy partnership with Kojima. Kojima is a counselor on this game.
That'd be cool.
There you go.
I like that a lot. I think if it's not Metal Gear Solid, what I would want from Bluepoint is Legend of Dragoon Remake.
Really?
That's what I want. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a PlayStation exclusive RPG from PS1.
Damn.
And it was a Sony Japan thing. And Bluepoint knows they have quite a partnership with that Sony Japan, those IPs and those kind of studios over there from what we've seen, Shadow of Colossus, Demon Souls. So let's keep that going.
Okay. Let's
bring that back, please.
So I like where your head's at here with the whole Legend of Dragoon. What do you feel about, because there's rumors of Konami bringing back Castlevania. Would you like to see a Bluepoint make a Castlevania game? Is that something that you'd like to see?
Yeah, I want to see Bluepoint make whatever they want to make.
As
far as I think they've proven the quality and the love and care that they put into their games, whether it's, what they've only had are faithful recreations and remakes to these iconic games. So whether they continue that and recreate like a Legend of Dragoon, a Metal Gear Solid, or team up with Konami and do a brand new Castlevania, I'd be fine with that as well. I want to see Bluepoint just shine.
The next acquisition I have, Kyle, in store.
Multiple.
Oh, dude.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Let's get crazy. Are your pants off? Good, they should be. Arc System Works. We've been hearing it. We hear very great things about Guilty Gear. Was it Strive? Bring this one home as well. You want to get into fighting games? This is a really talented developer. Go ahead, do it. Solidify that partnership. It is a developer that hasn't traditionally partnered with Xbox, if I'm not mistaken. Traditionally are more of a PlayStation exclusive-esque studio. I think PlayStation here needs to solidify multiplayer games into their portfolio. They need to expand into multiplayer, rather. And I think Arc System Works is that way to do it, for me personally. That said, talking about multiplayer, I do want to get a little crazy with you, Kyle.
Oh, you're going back for
I'm so sorry. You go next.
I don't want you to take my next prediction.
Go for it. What's your prediction?
It's time.
It's time.
We're seeing factions. Whatever factions is, It's about damn time we see it, and it's here.
Okay. Hold up a minute. I want to see Factions 2.
Yes.
And I really love that multiplayer.
Yeah.
It is underrated. Every time I mention it as a PlayStation fan, people scoff at me like, was it really popular? Yes, it was.
Insanely popular.
Absolutely. In our ecosystem, yes.
I got the platinum for the remaster last summer. That mode, Factions, people were playing it like crazy stuff.
Yeah. Here's my question for you, Kyle.
Yes.
All right. Is this a Last of Us director's cut?
No.
I think it is. I think it is.
The first game, the remake thing, or Last of Us Part 2?
No, Last of Us Part 2, that's part of the director's cut.
I don't think so, because they said before Last of Us Part 2 came out, they were trying to do Factions, and it became too big, and it became its own thing. So I don't think they're going to...
Exactly why.
Put it in there.
Exactly why. Oh, you think it's just a separate game?
I think it's a separate game.
Oh, okay. So, okay, what are we pricing this game at then, Kyle?
Probably $40.
Okay.
But I don't know prices. It's whatever.
It's a podcast. We can say anything we want, and it's fact.
$1 million.
Dude, that's what an awesome pick, because I was actually saying, let's roll Factions into Last of Us Part 2. I would like to see it not part of the director's cut, but if PlayStation's shown anything, this is a director's cut. Like, this is a $30 experience within Last of Us Part 2 with a $20 standalone thing. We saw that precedent with Ghost of Tsushima. And what I would like this to then tie into, Kyle, is the Last of Us remake. Sony needs to prove that this remake's actually justifiable. Because although by the time this game would have come out, this game is 10 years old, and you could very well justify it just the way that they justified it with Demon's Souls. But we need to be wowed, because Last of Us was a very popular, beloved game. You really need to show us the power of the PlayStation 5 and why this remake is important, why this remake is a thing. And at the same exact time, I'm going to say something very controversial, because I have a fear that this is the case. We need to keep Joel and Ellie the way they look in the game. Don't put Pedro Pascal's face on there. Don't put the other woman that's playing Ellie. Bella Ramsey. It's them. It is awesome to have adaptations as a Hispanic. You saw me cry on this podcast.
Yeah, one of the best moments on this show ever.
I can only imagine the conversation, and even as a fan, I wouldn't necessarily dig that. I like the fact that there could be adaptations to things that could take liberties with things without having to change the source material. If that makes any sense.
I get that. I don't think they would do that. The only reason I would say that would be, are they going to have Pedro and Bella and the cast of the show do new voiceover? Because I feel like it would be weird having Pedro as an in-game model with Troy's voice, and Ellie as Bella Ramsey's in-game model with Ashley Johnson's voice. I feel like that would be a little weird.
Yeah, fair. I did not even think about it like that. Okay, so we got God of War. That was mine. Uncharted, fine. Okay, here's the thing, Kyle. Guerrilla's been working on another game that's not Killzone. I'm sorry, that's not Horizon. Rumor has it they're working on a multiplayer game. Now, you think I was going to say Killzone because I just said Killzone?
Yeah.
I think that this is a SOCOM game.
Okay.
This one's delicate, though, because of the political climate that we're in, unfortunately. We somewhat covered the 12 Days in Fallujah game, and how they need to be respectful to the events that actually happened. And it can't just be like, America, fuck yeah. It can't do that. That game was originally a Santa Monica game for what we understand. And Sony, even at that time, was like, fam, I think we're out. This was in the heat of the Afghan war being so unpopular as it was, and people wanted to get out, that they did not feel like politically that was a great game to make. This is still a very delicate game to handle because of recent events. And so you have to show us why this game needs to exist. And I think the best way to tackle a SOCOM game is changing up the formula a little bit. I think this game is going to be very reminiscent to more Rainbow Six, because of the developers that are in charge of it were the head of the Rainbow Six devs, than your standard fare of SOCOM. Like, I don't think this game's going to have a traditional single player. Like, I don't think we're going to invade a, pretend to stand country and we're the heroes. I think this is genuinely like a, terrorist, Counter-Strike-esque sort of game that we're going to get. And I would be completely down on that. That would be right up my alley, Kyle. What say you? What would you want to see out of a SOCOM? And do you think this is even a thing? Do you want to see them do Killzone?
I honestly, I'd rather Guerrilla stick with single player stuff with multiplayer components. If they do go back to Killzone, SOCOM was never my thing, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be hyped for that. I mean, I know how big SOCOM is and how much of a hardcore fan base for that game and that IP, and want it back. And I think it would be cool if it'd be back. My only hang up is, and one of my honorable mention predictions, which isn't like a crazy one, was I do think they are going to show off a lot of multiplayer things, because are a lot of multiplayer rumblings of PlayStation needs to get back into that thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we see a factions multiplayer only thing, whatever that is. And then my other honorable mention thing was the Firewalk Studios. We see that game.
Ooh.
Because that's been in development since 2018.
True.
So, and that's a strictly multiplayer exclusive game for PlayStation.
Right.
So I feel like if you put too many multiplayer things in, it's going to feel less PlayStation, because PlayStation's mostly built on narrative stories, single player things.
Fair.
And I don't want the showcase to be muddled up with all these multiplayer things.
Right.
Kind of situation.
Yeah. So you want this to be pure.
Not pure. I don't want to be on my soapbox here or whatever, but I don't know it'd be wise to have all these different multiplayer games shown off at the same time.
Fair. Okay, Kyle, what's your next prediction, sir? How many more predictions you got left?
I probably 2 or 3 rumbling around in my brain.
Same. Okay.
The rumors a couple months ago are real. And you joked about it, how the last showcase started off with GTA 5.
Oh, God.
We're getting the GTA remakes.
Oh, announced here.
We're seeing announced here, and a holiday game.
Okay. I like that one.
Coming out this November, we'll see the trilogy remade.
In PlayStation 5. Okay. I like that.
Because Rockstar and PlayStation have that partnership.
Yeah. Well, apparently Microsoft's going to buy 2K. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, they're just going to buy the whole thing again?
A whole thing.
Okay.
Caboodle.
Go ahead, Phil. Whatever. How fucking dare you, Phil?
I like how I've been the one that's holding back the curses as of late, and you're just letting them rip. I dig it. I like this flip that we've made. No, I like that. It's very level-headed prediction. I think that's a safe bet because, again, one of the stories we're going to talk about later, Alan Wake. So the next game, this one's a fast one, Kyle. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's rip this goddamn Band-Aid off. Abandoned is Silent Hill. Enough. Blue Box Studios is Bloober Team. They're working on it. There is no Kojima element in here, and if so, he's a consultant on it.
Yeah,
rip off the goddamn Band-Aid. I'm sick of it. So now I never have to make a podcast title. What is abandoned? Exclamation point, question mark, ever again.
Good friend of the show, Trevor Starkey, replied to my tweet when I threw up some images of games that I would love to see. And he was like, just watch it be 40 minutes of Abandoned. Still not knowing what that comes out.
Legs walking and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree with you. They do need to rip that Band-Aid off and finally just show us the game.
I think
whether it's not Silent Hill or not, just show it off.
Yeah, I think they've been delaying it because the showcase have been delayed multiple times. That's why. Yeah. What's your next your next prediction?
Not a crazy big one.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more level-headed here.
Yeah.
I think we see gameplay for Wonderlands. Speaking of 2K,
Fair.
the Borderlands, the Tiny Tina.
But no. Phil Spencer, he said he's gonna buy them.
Phil, you heard me say before. Leave my things alone.
I don't come to your house and touch your stuff.
No, I don't. I think we see Wonderlands, some gameplay, a little bit more of what the world looks like. They did tweet out, I think last week, like, oh, stay tuned, coming soon, some like fresh new looks on it. So I think why not have it on a big stage as the PlayStation Showcase?
I dig it. It sell me on it. All right, let's get our crazy pants on, Kyle. I want to go for a goddamn ride. Okay?
Let's do it.
Insomniac's been up to a lot of things recently.
Are we both ending on an Insomniac thing?
I think we are. I think, you know what? I'm going to take this different twist because I think you want to take a twist on this, and I think you're going to say what I'm going to say, so I'm going to say what you're going to say.
I think you're wrong, but go ahead.
Okay. We're going to see Resistance. And it's going to start off as a trilogy remaster for all the 3 games. That's going to probably be sometime this holiday or sometime in early 2022. It feels weird me saying that next year's 2022 and that they are currently working on a Resistance sequel.
Oh my God. Joe?
Yeah.
Stop playing with me, man. Do you want me to cry?
Yes.
That'd be the dream. That would be the dream. I don't know if bleeding into my prediction, I don't think Insomniac's going to be here.
Oh,
I think they've been carrying PS5 as far as exclusives
Absolutely.
go. They deserve a rest. So if anything at all, a little tiny glimpse at Spider-Man 2.
Okay. Wow. See, I was
tiny glimpse.
I'm really glad I switched up my prediction on why.
Just a little bit, because there are these rumors swirling around that it's closer than we think.
Yeah.
So I think just a tiny glimpse, if anything, but I fully expect Insomniac not to be there at all.
Kyle, we're going to see Spider-Man, but it is Avengers.
Yes, exactly.
And I am prepared for him not to look like the Spider-Man we know and love, but to have the suit like as a DLC thing.
Yeah.
And I'm also prepared for Yuri to voice Spider-Man because I think that's now his just full-time gig because he's so good at it.
Absolutely.
All right.
And
yes,
Final Fantasy 16 will be shown off.
I was gonna say, yeah. And Forspoken because the voice actors is
they'll finally be like, hey, you know what? Our bad. Final Fantasy 16 not coming out this year, fam.
Yeah.
We'll see you next year.
Now, Kyle, my last prediction, because I need to be on brand and need to be on point, I need to advise the audience
look up those days.
That it's been 2,357 days since the launch of Bloodborne. Yeah. We have not seen Bloodborne. To a sequel of which I'm telling you guys, and I want you to brace for it, Bloodborne 2 will not be shown off here. Bloodborne Remaster will not be shown off here. I think in my heart of hearts that we're going to see From Software at this showcase. Because you know what? Phil Spencer bought 2K games or something. That's what the rumors are saying from comicbook.net. So here's the thing. We're going to see Sony paid out the money. They shilled it out. Elden Ring, guess what? It's on the marketing rights. It's now on PlayStation side. You know what? That's what you get, Phil. That's what you get, you beautiful son of a gun. Yeah, I think you're going to see From Software here in a degree, but I don't think it's the degree that fans want.
Sure.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
So those are my predictions. I expect none of these to be true. I expect to be surprised and wowed nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not...
Out of all the ones we just said, is there one you can 100% guarantee is happening?
I mean, like, let's take God of War. God of War's not even there.
That's the easy one.
It's easy. Uncharted's there.
Yeah.
I can almost goddamn guarantee it.
That's my lock, for sure.
Yeah. Kyle, I do have alarming news before we get into the next alarming news. I thought about it. It's been a lot of reflection that I've been doing over the past few weeks. And I've said that Bloodborne is the greatest game of the last generation.
Oh no, what's happening?
It's been dethroned, Kyle.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get my little box like the old paper boys back in the day and start all about it.
All about
it. Joe is dethroned Bloodborne.
As much as I love Bloodborne, I must stand for Bloodborne, and I will love it forever. I think I really do feel like in my heart of hearts, Ghost of Tsushima is my game. Wow. Just everything. Like it's the fondness I have. I got into the world, Kyle. I jumped in last night. I felt giddy. I was like, "Oh, I'm here again. This is great." And I literally took a picture of the sea immediately once I logged in. You kidding me? Amazing game.
We're gonna see it all plastered over Reddit and Tumblr if that's still a thing. Joe hates Bloodborne
and MySpace.
And MySpace. Yep.
Joe hates Bloodborne, confirmed.
You better update that LinkedIn profile because you're out of a job.
Former disgraced PlayStation host. Kyle, it's time. It's time to get into the drama. All right.
Also from the PS blog, pre-order Horizon Forbidden West now, collectors and digital deluxe editions detail. Thursday was to be a celebration of Horizon Forbidden West and the amazing team at Guerrilla working to deliver it on February 18th, 2022. However, it's abundantly clear that the offerings we confirmed in our pre-order kickoff missed the mark. Last year, we made a commitment to deliver free upgrades for our cross-gen launch titles, which included Horizon Forbidden West. While the pandemic's profound impact pushed Forbidden West out of the launch window we initially envisioned, we will stand by our offer. Players who purchase Horizon Forbidden West on PS4 will be able to upgrade to the PS5 version for free. I also want to confirm today that moving forward, PlayStation first-party exclusive cross-gen titles, newly releasing on PS4 and PS5, both digital and physical, will offer a $10 USD digital upgrade option from PS4 to PS5. This will apply to the next God of War and Gran Turismo 7, and any other exclusive cross-gen PS4 and PS5 title published by Sony Interactive Entertainment.
All right, so this happened immediately as the last episode went live. A lot of drama, rightfully so. Sony missed the mark here. Mm-hmm. They announced their pre-orders went live for Horizon Forbidden West. And before we get into all the cool stuff that was shown off, there was a bit of controversy of how PlayStation 4 players would be migrating over to the PlayStation 5 because it was a convoluted, confusing mess of some editions not actually giving you the upgrade to PS5. In fact, I think only the digital edition actually gave you an upgrade to the PlayStation 5 and
the collectors.
Yeah, and the collectors. And the standard steelbook didn't. It was all confusing. It was all convoluted. And people linked back to an article when interviewed by them, by the Washington Post to Jim Ryan, and Jim Ryan saying, hey, the launch games, the launch window games, Ratchet, Sackboy, and Horizon was going to be covered by PlayStation. You didn't need to pay the extra $10. Mm-hmm. So people are like, okay, Sony, listen, give us this path. You promised us this. You're walking back on your promise. This should be a free upgrade. And I'm part of that camp as well. I want to know, Kyle, first and foremost, were you part of that camp as well?
Oh, yeah. I think it's real dumb. I'll play a little devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
It is a bunch of semantics, though, because in that, what you just said, it said launch games. Forbidden West is now past the launch window. So it indirectly, it not having an upgrade path goes with what they were planning for, because it is no longer a launch window or a launch game. Mm-hmm. However, it's still super dumb. It's real bad. I don't understand in the age that we're in how you can't have that just be a standard thing. At least until PS4s are completely out of the picture.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. I think it was foolish. I think it was boneheaded. How do you say, okay, so I bought Horizon on PS4, just standard. you have these examples of like Ghost of Tsushima, PlayStation 4 game. You have the ability to upgrade it for $10 and then just go, yeah, no, not for this one. Buy it again.
Yeah.
Boneheaded, arrogant, and dumb. Just plain flat. So I do like the fact that they were pretty quick on their toes going, yeah, this ain't it. We're sorry. Our apologies. We're walking this back, while at the same exact time setting the precedent. Going, okay, gang, from here on out, though, it's $10. And we're talking about Gran Turismo. We're talking about God of War. We're talking about future cross-gen games that we make are going to be having a $10 fee. How does that make you feel, Kyle? That, Sony is reluctant to give up on the dream of that $10 charge, because we do see Xbox, it's a better system, smart delivery is great, of just like, hey, for example, Halo Infinite, $60 across the board. How does that make you feel as a PlayStation gamer, seeing the competition go, it's fine, you're good?
Yeah, I mean, it would be great if that was just the case, just everywhere. In my terms, because that's what I can speak on is how it affects me. I only have a PS5 now, so it doesn't affect me too much, but it should just be you own the game and it's the same title, except it's pretty 4K, whatever. Yeah, just put it in and you have the PS5 version. I think that is the best and most efficient way until, like I said, PS4 is officially no longer an issue or worried or talked about or being developed for anymore, because they see the numbers still dwindling to nothing as far as that user base buying new things.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I'd rather it to be free, honestly. Ghost of Tsushima's update, I don't know if it's really worth that $10 surcharge. I'm also in the same camp of, if you really think your game's worth $70, go for it. If you really think your game's worth $20, go for it. Use the scale appropriately to where you see fit. And whatever you think is right, go charge it. And if the marketplace says they're fine with it, they're fine with it. I've seen a lot of tweets going out. I just saw a thread before we went live, and I was kind of a little disappointed. Seeing a whole lot of people going, Sony shouldn't be charging you $70 for games. Sony shouldn't be doing this. Sony shouldn't be doing that. Sure. But they know for a 100% fact that they know you're going to buy this game. All these companies have done it. They've done the research. They know you're going to buy the game. Look, Shang-Chi is out in theaters during a global panorama of which we live in. It has made $85 million. Think about that. People are willing to say, I'll gamble on getting sick so I can see this 2-hour action flick. People are going out there and renting for $300 over in our area, theaters out to watch that movie, because Marvel knows, Disney knows you're going to watch it, right? They may take a hit here or there, but they're going to make their money on it, and they're going to make their money on it again when it goes out on Disney Plus. So they know they got you where they want you.
Yep.
Is this great? No. Would I prefer all the games to be $60? Yes, absolutely. But do they know that they have me, that the next Uncharted, that's going to be $69.99? Yeah, they got me. Yep. Am I part of the problem? Absolutely. But at the same exact time, we've had a reign of 15 plus years of games being $59.99 with inflation. And with these games, what I keep saying over and over again, if you don't give me microtransactions, if you just give me a full game, I don't have to worry about I'll pay for a DLC here or there. But if I don't have any microtransactions, whatever, $70, fine. I don't want to be burdened by all these cosmetics that I'd want that are going to be charged $10, $15 anyway. Where's the cry for foul there? There is very minor spoilers. We even talked about it on the show previously. It's been in blog posts. You can't come at me here. There's a Bloodborne costume in Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
They could have very well easily locked that behind a paywall and said $5. And I would have bought that. Look, they're selling Black Panther's Wakanda Forever salute in Avengers for $5. There's been outcry, but guess what? They don't care because they're making that money.
Yeah.
It's just hard business, and with hard business comes hard reality. I'm not a big fan of $70 games either, but if you're going to respect my time, if you're not going to give me a whole bunch of microtransaction garbage, I'm totally fine with forking over that money.
Yeah, and like you said, it's been a long time coming. We've been paying $60 for games for a very long time now.
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time. And to the people saying like, "Oh, this is Sony's fault for being 70," no. Last summer, 2K were like the first ones. Like, hey, NBA 2K this year is going to be $70 on Xbox and PlayStation, or for the next gen version. So like, it's been a thing. It is a new precedent. But like Joe said, if the game is full and complete and a game that I want to play, I'm going to pay whatever it is. Because like you're going to try to tell me that Returnal was not worth my $70. It absolutely was.
People on Twitter would say, yeah.
Well, people on Twitter did not give it enough time, I guess. You're telling me Ratchet is not worth the $70?
Right, and the argument that I see, like, people are like, oh, this is disgusting. Is Sony dying because of it? Do they really need the $10? Yes, they do. Yes, I guess. I don't know. But what I do know is that consumers don't care because they bought Ratchet. They bought Returnal. Both these games did really well. They're both priced $70. Yeah. I bet you next week when we talk about the MPD of Ghost of Tsushima, it's going to be out there in the top 10. $70 game now on PS5.
I mean, real talk. I was totally fine with just having my PS4 Pro for another year or two. I didn't need a PS5, but I shelled out the money for a brand new thing to play a lot of PS4 games. So like, I will pay money to get the new hotness. It's just the thing I do. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are with me.
And honestly, Kyle, and I get it, we may be sounding a little bit fanboyish here, but I don't really care. Because like, I'll play a game on Game Pass. I don't care. I'm not buying Halo. I'm paying for that Game Pass, man. Like that's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like if you put your game on a service, I'll play it. If you, for example, Hades, $25 game for its scope for a $25 game is fantastic. It's incredible,
unreal. Yeah.
If you put out a game that's $70 with Ratchet and Clank. Both of those games are incredible experiences. Look, I liked Psychonauts. It's not my game of the year by any means, right? It's not clicking in some parts, but for me, I'm like, I paid $60 for it. I got it on Game Pass as well. I want to support the developer and say goodbye to him respectfully.
Yeah.
That's my decision. And I just, I don't get this, like, I don't get why it's always such a big issue. I just feel like, with Sony, they just have to tell me up front what the game plan is. And if for me, Kyle, it's not going to matter because I'm going to buy the Ragalla edition, which we'll talk about in a second. So like for me, it's like I'm buying the most expensive thing anyway. To me, this is, I don't need to be upset, but I am upset for my PlayStation friends. And as long as they have a clear explanation of what they're doing and a plan and a roadmap of what you can expect, I'm fine with that. And the consumer base will dictate if that is the right course. The market will let it speak for itself and not my feelings. I feel like we get our feelings a little bit in the way.
And to that point, I feel like PlayStation does have that roadmap now. Not only did they fix the issue with Forbidden West of not having that upgrade path for free and going back on their word, but they were like, hey, any PS4 games that will also have a PS5 version, that $10 upgrade will be a thing for as long as it will be a thing.
Yeah.
Which is, so they eliminated that future question of like, what is this upgrade path going to be? No, it's just going to be $10 from PS4 to PS5.
Yes. And now that you have the expectations in check, now you know what to expect. Now it's the time to make your call. If you think that this is outrageous or we're out of line, don't buy a PS5. I've seen, Kyle, real talk, I've seen people that went, I bought a PS5. And then while complaining about $70 games, I've seen people purchase a PS5, purchase games like Ratchet and Clank, and then continue to complain that games are $70. Well, then why did you buy a PS5?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're literally telling them this is fine with your money. If it's not fine, don't buy it. And if you think it's fine, go vote with your wallet is what I'm pretty much saying. Yeah. But you can't be surprised or, oh, I'm upset, and go along with it. It just seems like you're doing it for clout. Twitter, I'm looking at you. So with that, Kyle, it's time we get into the additions. Enough of this.
Oh boy.
It's awesome that they fixed it. It's awesome
Yeah.
they're thinking of their fans. Also to note, there was a bit of confusion. I do want to make this clear. They're not locking photo mode behind a paywall.
No.
They're just there's like
some poses and stuff in
yes.
there. Yeah.
So continue, Kyle.
Digital Deluxe Edition is exclusively available on PlayStation Store. In addition to Horizon Forbidden West, you'll receive the following content: Horizon Forbidden West digital PS4 and PS5 versions, 2 special outfits, the Karja Behemoth Elite and Nora Thunder Elite, 2 special weapons, the Karja Behemoth Shortbow and Nora Thundersling, in-game resources pack including ammunition, potions, and travel packs, in-game Apex Claw Strider Machine Strike piece, more on Strike in the FAQ, exclusive photo mode pose and face paint, digital art book, digital soundtrack, digital version of the Sunhawk, the first Horizon Zero Dawn graphic novel. Retails for $70, and physical edition comes with a rad steelbook. That steelbook's real nice.
That's me.
I know that's you, but it's real nice.
It's
I
real
would have
nice.
said it the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that graphic novel is real good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
The collector's edition is the Steelbook display case. Download code for the game will be supplied via voucher in the box. A custom sculpted Tremor Tusk and Aloy statue. Statues will require some assembly. Detailed instructions will be provided with the box. A mini art book. Everything that comes in the deluxe edition, and this will be $199.
Woo.
And then, in addition to that collector's version, the Ragalla edition is the steelbook case. Download code in the case as well. Ragalla theme, custom sculpted Tremor Tusk and Aloy statue. Same thing. Assembly. Instructions on the box, replica focus and custom stand, 2 art print cards, a replica Sunwing and Claw Strider machine physical strike pieces, a mini art book, a canvas map, and this one will cost $250.
Okay, first thing I want to note: download code instead of a disc.
This made me very upset.
Oh, really? Because as a digital
I know.
owner, love it.
I really do hate this. This is the same discussion we had with the Mass Effect thing, where it didn't come with the game or just a code. I hate it. I mean, it's great for you, the digital game fans, because clearly that is the future, and I'm the one that's holding it back. I love that you're still getting collector's editions, and you are not being inconvenienced with a disc for a thing that you can't use. For me, it sucks as like a preservation history thing of like having the game on a disc to always have with me, and not have to rely on the internet to download it and whatnot. It stings a little bit. And will I eventually buy it used, like the normal version, just to fill that case? Absolutely, I will. Absolutely, I will. I have to. But
I love it. Though. I love it. Kyle, I love these additions. This got me excited for Horizon, and I want to give you a big shout out because I was super busy with my first day of work.
Oh, do you? You want to give me a shout out, huh?
Yeah.
Mister, you hit up everybody else to get you an edition?
Literally, I got DMs from everybody, and then we were planning. I was like, okay, could you order me just in case from Best Buy? And I was lucky enough to get it on my own, but I'm super excited. This gets me.
Yeah.
So hyped.
I may or may not have pre-ordered both versions.
Yeah, a lot of people, so the Ragalla has like the guys on the back of the robot
and
elephant.
Some cool like foliage adorning the Tremor Tusk and whatnot.
And do you like the clean boy that has none of that? It's just a wild Tremor Tusk, or do you like Dirty Boy with all the little boys on the back?
I like both of them, honestly.
Same.
That's why I'm getting both.
Dude, you see how massive it is?
It's pretty damn big.
It's like the size of my chest.
I'm just thinking of like the cases. There's no way it's going to fit with the other Horizon stuff. And to people who have not seen the editions or whatnot, when it says Tremor Tusk and Aloy statue, the Aloy statue is tiny. For like scale. And so like you can have like a little diorama of her fighting the Tremor Tusk and whatnot.
I don't know.
I think something else about these editions though has me super excited.
What's that?
And I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about it.
Tell me.
These strike pieces,
they look nice.
Not even just look nice.
Okay.
You're telling me that there's going to be an in-game board game thing going on that you can play against other people?
This
Yes,
reminds
please. Give me
this.
the Final Fantasy card games. Give me Witcher Gwent. I will Blitzball in Final Fantasy X. I will lose hours to playing this in-game made-up thing.
This reminds me of Gwent, really,
Yeah.
more than anything. Yeah, I think that's super rad, dude. I love the focus with the stand.
Yep.
This is gonna be cool for cosplayers and just cool for me looking like a big old dingus. Totally.
It's just going in the case. I'm not gonna wear it.
Oh, I will. I will. I'm that type of person. Like, I'll wear it once and be like, "Oh shit, it's about to break," you know? Yeah. Awesome. I've always
So
wanted the focus, and I've always looked on like Etsy. I'm like, where can I get this? And so I don't have to look anymore. It's here.
And I think another thing to be excited about,
Mhm.
they haven't forgotten about collector's editions with PS5.
Yes.
So
And
this gives me
it's
hope
like
for a
rad.
Spider-Man 2. This gives me hope for an Uncharted one.
What about a
God of War.
What about
you
a
know?
Horizon PS5?
Like a collector's edition? You mean that?
Are we gonna see
itself.
that? Would you like to see that?
I think it would look really cool. I think honestly, and a lot of people brought it up. Just do the faceplates.
Same. You could have like the additions, and then like for PS5 owners, here's
Here's a faceplate.
here's a faceplate.
I feel like didn't Xbox 360 do that?
Yes.
They had like interchangeable faceplates that you can put on.
Yeah, for like a minute though, and they're like, okay,
Yeah.
so
I don't know if it's viable or not, but I would love to have to look like a Thunderjaw, my PS5,
Yeah.
or like the Tremor Tusk. Imagine like it has tusk that comes out from it. Oh man.
yeah, totally down on this. Again, awesome that they changed directions. It's awesome now that we know this is how upgrades are going to work. I really, really, really need PlayStation to make sure that from here on out, upgrading becomes smarter. The delivery of which becomes a lot smarter. If you catch my drift, Kyle.
Yes, I catch it.
All right, Kyle. Here's the thing. The next story is going to wow you. It will move
I'm
you.
so excited. Zarmina Khan over at PlayStation
PS5.
Lifestyle. You're good. Alan Wake Remastered PS5 and PS4 retailer listings appear online, reportedly being announced this week. It looks like one of the announcements set for this week's PlayStation Showcase may have leaked early. Over the weekend, listings for Alan Wake Remastered appeared on Rakuten, Taiwan's website. The game will apparently release for the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, among other platforms. Alan Wake Remastered has been rumored for a long time, and ever since Remedy Entertainment announced rights to the IP, fans wondered if future releases will be multi-platform. That certainly seems to be the case. In June, references to the remaster were found on the Epic Games Store's backend, cementing the belief that an announcement was imminent.
Kyle,
Joe.
question here for you, sir. First off, are you excited for this?
Oh, I'm so excited.
So,
a game that I dived in a little bit last year on Game Pass for PC, and it was dated big time. And but seeing and after playing Control and its DLC, I'm excited for some more Alan Wake on PlayStation. So
Yeah.
I'm very hyped for this.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for this. You know, I was talking to our friend of me, Luke Lloyd. He's like, please don't expect Control from this game.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely no.
I do not. I just expect a fun, 7th generation game. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna have some bugs and all. So,
have you ever played it?
No, I've seen it and I've heard so many great things about it, and so that's what gets me excited. Is like I've heard so many great things, and loving Control not as much as you. You're the true fan here,
Yeah.
but like loving my time with it. I'm totally. So I cracked my knuckles in front of them. Like, how gross was that? My apologies. But hearing so many great things about Control, I'm in.
Yeah.
And October 5th, was it, or 6th?
It was something in October, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's October 6th. This game is supposed to come out. And that's 2 days after my birthday.
Nice.
So, just think about me, guys.
It's got an interesting game mechanic. For those who haven't played it, you have to use your flashlight
October 5th.
to stun the enemies in the darkness, and then you can attack them and go about it that way. It was fun. It was very spooky and atmospheric for sure. The things that took me out of it though are the product placements. They're pretty hardcore in this game. Like you pick up Energizer branded batteries for your flashlight. And like very clearly they linger on like a Toyota, I think it's a Toyota car on the ferry, and like the Sony, I have a Sony phone or LG phone or something, yes. Nextel or something. Like very clearly he looks at the phone and the branding's like right there on the top. So it took me out a little bit, but it's still something that I want to experience fully.
Absolutely.
Finally.
Absolutely. I can't wait. This does get in the way of Far Cry. So this makes things a little tough. That's for sure. Also, if this is right, because this was rumored a few months ago, this means Final Fantasy VII on Epic Games Store is happening.
Oh, because was that part of also?
That was part of the leaks, yeah. So PC players, hey, update your drivers.
Steam Deck friends.
That's right. All right, Kyle. Talk about things we've left behind. Is our next story.
From Wesley LeBlanc over at IGN, former PlayStation boss Sean Layden reveals he left the company to avoid burnout. Former PlayStation boss Sean Layden has finally revealed why he left the company almost 2 years after his departure. PlayStation abruptly announced on September 30th, 2019, that Layden had left the company after 32 years with Sony. The company didn't reveal why Layden had departed. PlayStation simply said he was leaving and that he'll be greatly missed. And Layden himself has remained quiet on the subject. Now, almost 2 years after his departure, Layden has revealed in an interview with Bloomberg that he left PlayStation to avoid burnout and to put a good pin in his legacy at the company. Quote, "It's a young person's activity," Layden said. "I felt this is a good time to put a pin in my legacy. That seemed like a good time to step off on top and allow another generation to take the PlayStation 5 to market," end quote, Layden said. Bloomberg asked Layden if his departure had anything to do with the current PlayStation boss, Jim Ryan, in light of the rumors that the two didn't gel. The publication writes that Layden, quote, "wouldn't get into specifics there, but that Layden simply answered, 'I think I took my time at the moment I saw best to take it, and I couldn't be happier,' end quote."
Okay, I read this going, it wasn't that amicable. I butchered that word, but it wasn't. It seems like he got ousted. Kyle, well, how did you read this? How did this make you feel?
First of all, it made me feel like I remember recovering this on this show 2 years ago, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy just to think we've been doing this for that long.
I know.
I mean, I'll take his word for it. I don't think I feel like he has nothing to lose by saying he got ousted at this point. It's been 2 years.
I'm thinking NDA though.
Still that long?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was fine.
I think it wasn't like he was feeling the pressure and he was just like, okay, do I really want to be here when we launch another one of these and go through this again? I think now is the time I could step away from this. I've completed what I wanted to do here. I'll give Jimmy Boy Ryan here, as I'm feeling the heat, I'll get out of the kitchen and I'll let him do the work from here. I do think the restructuring from Sony isn't just from Jim Ryan, but I also think, Shuhei as well. Seeing Herman Hulse being more the face of this company now is a bit telling as well, is that this is a different Sony. And I'm really wondering to see, or curious to see how this affects the brand in the next coming of years. But it's good to see that, Layden is on his feet. He's fine. He's happy where he is, and he's doing something that he's passionate about. But I do feel like there's just one more little thing he's not saying. So whether he's ousted or not, as long as Sony is in a good position this generation, I particularly don't care who's in charge, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, same.
But apparently PlayStation's dead.
Oh.
Because they're charging $70 for games now, which means they're going.
Well, friends, it's been a wild 3 years in the short room. We had nothing else to talk about.
All these record-breaking sales. How could this have happened?
The most hyped showcase ever in a couple days.
Yeah. One of the highest, SEO'd brands in the globe. Well, how did this happen?
It's crazy.
It's Lion Ryan. That's who.
Ryan.
He's a big jerk. Oh, kidding. I love you. Let me interview you one day.
Please.
Remember
when we stopped by the show?
Yeah, exactly. If you stopped by that one day, we had its photos.
Oh my god.
The last story on the list, Kyle. This one's a good one.
Vicky Blake over at Eurogamer writes, Death Stranding sequel is reportedly in negotiations. Death Stranding and The Walking Dead star Norman Reedus has reportedly confirmed that a Death Stranding sequel is, quote, in negotiations, end quote. Though Reedus didn't give away too much in the Portuguese interview, and auto translations can sometimes be inaccurate, meaning we can only take this as a rumor for now, IGN Brazil reports he said he thinks a second Death Stranding is on the way. Quote, I think we're doing a second Death Stranding, Reedus told Adoro Cinema, which is a partner site of IGN Brazil. Death Stranding 2 is in negotiations right now, so yay, end quote, Reedus reportedly said to journalists at a recent Walking Dead roundtable. What would even happen in a sequel?
Who says yay? I want to know how that interview
Norman Reedus does. Yay!
So yay! Like, I want to know how that came up. Do we have a tape? Can we roll the B-roll? No? Okay. Kyle, looks like Norman Reedus and his fetus are going to be back for Death Stranding 2 if this is all correct.
Again, I don't know what that sequel would be. I don't want to spoil it because the director's cut's coming out. If people have not played it, I want to give them a chance. But
God forbid you say that there's a dog in it. God forbid. God forbid you want to warn people of things.
I don't think there's any pets at all.
No, Kyle, you can't say that. You can't say it. All right. So honestly, this gets me hyped.
Yeah.
Because like the way Death Stranding ends, it's one of those endings where it's like, yeah, I could see a sequel if you wanted to, or I could see him totally drop it and do something else. What would you like to see out of this sequel?
Oh man, what do I? Oh,
is he crossing Canada
tough.
now?
I hope it's not another cross a country kind of story.
I think it is.
I think it's going to be you play as somebody else on the look for a certain somebody.
Okay.
Without spoiling things.
Okay. I like that. I dig that. For me, I know the story's going to be weird. It's going to be wacky. It's going to be goofy. I would like to see more action elements in this game and me utilizing those tools more. Because I felt like at a certain point in Death Stranding, and hopefully maybe this even gets addressed in the director's cut, but after a point in Death Stranding, you like the pee-pee poo-poo bombs you were using, you never used them anymore. And so you just got all this grenades of pee-pee poo-poo, and like you don't you have nothing to do with it. So like, actually utilizing some of those elements, because some of it just felt like bloat, or felt like pee-pee poo-poo.
I don't know what's worse, the cursing or you saying pee pee poo poo so quickly and so many times in a row.
Yeah. Oh, again, it's flagged. But to me, that's what I would want. It's more action sequences, not so much with people, but with BTs.
Yeah.
I love those fights. Those fights are really, were really something else and far out. And I want Kojima to remain weird. So like, if I could fight more of those things.
Not just like that same enemy though, like different variations of a BT with different abilities. Absolutely. I think would be cool.
Let me fight a pterodactyl BT, Kyle.
Oh no! Oh,
and his name is Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, the BT pterodactyl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And he's a real jerk, and he's a pizza delivery boy, rival even. Yeah. So awesome. I'm. All jokes aside, I am excited for this. If this comes to fruition, or if it doesn't, who knows? Because to me, I think Death Stranding could be a cool one-off, or if they really seems like wants to be a sequel to a thing, I'd be down on that as well. I think that would look really cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
Kyle, that's been it. We have no segment because all the questions this week were for Horizon, and all of those woes have been addressed. Oddly enough. Our predictions for the PlayStation Showcase is one thing, but we're going to actually see what PlayStation is going to be delivering come Thursday. And I hope you all join us. Link down below to our Twitch. Or if you're like, dang it, I got work. Don't worry. That episode will be out this Friday, ASAP. We usually put out episodes at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you'll have 2 episodes this week. I hope you like this special little one as well.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice. Recording this on a Sunday afternoon, refreshing.
Yeah. I'm going to stop this when we're done, and I'm going to keep grinding away at that Hades platinum. That's been my life.
Yeah. What am I going to do? Instead of what you've been playing, it's what you're going to play.
Yeah. Well, what's next? Because that's what another question is. Yeah. After Hades, is it Psychonauts 2 for me? Do I finally play Chicory?
Honestly, because is it like next week? Not the week after.
Deathloop is soon.
So I'm in that paralysis again of I can't really do. I feel like the time's run out for Psychonauts for me. So that's a wait till December game. But what's gonna hold me? I think it's Ghost of Tsushima Legends right now, because I played a bit with Captain Logan and CJ, and I've really enjoyed my time with it so much. I'm like, let me dive back in. It ain't over. Maybe even just start that game over again. Because again, I think it's the game of the generation last year.
I am wild to hear you say that.
Listen, I have all these thoughts. It could change next week.
Of course it will.
You know me, Kyle, too.
I know you.
With that said, Kyle.
I will say next Friday, it doesn't long or short term, it doesn't matter really. Yeah. But on the 10th, Lost in Random comes out.
Ooh.
By Zoink Games.
Yeah.
Love that. So that might be my little holdover for the 4 days before Deathloop.
I like it.
Lost in Random.
This makes me feel nice.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That game does look cool. Again, there's too many games right now. There's too many games. And I've already said it. I was like, okay, it's Deathloop, then it's Kena, then it's Far Cry. Now Alan Wake's throwing a wrench in there. I think my games are going to probably be Battlefield and Halo. God, let's hope Battlefield is good. Let's pray it needs to. It looks great. But this holiday is pretty short for me. What's that?
Cool. Video games are cool. Too many good things, man.
It's too bad we can't celebrate PlayStation because they're dead.
They're dead. We're just talking about nothing now.
I know, it sucks.
God. Let's talk about actual trophies.
Okay. The trophy room. I got this trophy. Well, it's not my trophy. It's my brother's trophy.
Each week,
chess.
Each week we'll find a weird trophy online and talk about it. That's our new show.
Kyle, I found out about the Emu Wars in Australia.
Oh.
Apparently the Australian government had a war with the local emu population and lost.
Whoa.
I know. Isn't
That's
that
cool?
Nuts? I literally learned that today. Ain't that something? Australia, you have a wild country. Let us know by dropping a 5-star review over at Apple Podcasts, telling us more about your wild history, because that seems nuts. With that said, we are doing a Kena Bridge of Spirits giveaway, so make sure you drop us a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts. Drop us a review with an @ on Twitter so we can reach out to you if you win. And if we hit 200 reviews on the US iTunes or Apple Podcasts, that giveaway's a go, and we let someone win. It's gonna be great. If we reach 270 worldwide reviews, then it's also a go. So get crazy, y'all. Go out there.
Sweet.
Drop them 5 stars. And yeah, Kyle, anything you'd like to say before we get on out of here?
No, just that I love you very much, Joe, and everyone listening. It's been a great ride talking PlayStation for these 3 years. It's such a shame that it's over now.
It's dead. They keep telling us this.
Make sure you come out on Thursday and watch us live react to the show, because it's the last time you're going to see us together.
Yeah, who knows? It's the obituary. Done. I can't believe they reveal the showcase.
Phil's buying PlayStation, apparently.
Xbox
so it's over.
Yeah, it's game over, man. You know, the whole thing. Mickey Mouse bought it. Ha-ha, I'm in control. You know? Rest in peace. No, we kid. Yeah. Check us out on Thursday, that showcase. Check out our reactions, our bonus show on Friday. And with that said, you can check me out at Mr. Badbit. You can follow the show, PS Trophy Room, on Twitter. Again, drop us a 5-star review on on Apple Podcasts as well. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Overcast. Wherever you find your podcast service of choice, you can find the show there. And Kyle, it is crazy. I've been thinking about it. We've been doing this show for 3+ years.
Yeah, man.
We've seen some stuff. Where we're going to be from another 3 years from now is going to be crazy.
To think about it, we're closer to 4 years than we are to 3 years.
You just blew my mind.
We're a few months away from 4 years of doing this thing.
Oh my God. That is crazy thing to think.
Right? Yeah.
I gotta get you away from that what's that Christopher Nolan guy, because you keep blowing my mind this episode. All right, it's bad influence.
Unlike him, watching movies at home are totally okay.
Yeah, awesome. I really prefer it.
Yeah.
With all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, we love you. Keep your wits about you. Keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation.